Twin flames, it is all about me. It is all about you. It's all about how I'm loving me is how I love you. And so if I'm not loving myself, I cannot love you. If I am not doing these, I don't have a cup to offer if I don't fill it myself. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your weekly zodiac reading. My name is Jessica. Let's jump right in and see what messages you have for your weekly energy. This will be your overall energy for the week. So let's see what Scorpio has right there. Moonlight Goddess, repressed emotions, healing and reflection. So, beautiful card though. Let's see what comes up. This will be for your energies for your higher self or your future self. And right there, the Hedge Witch, herb, wisdom, secrets, and hidden lore. So those are so beautiful together. You can see all the purple. I'm seeing a lot of that, which is definitely third eye chakra. So twin flames, soul partner, and eternal connection. Okay, so this definitely could be a twin flame reading or a love reading for some of you. This could also be a reading for your balance of your own flame within you as far as balancing out your feminine and masculine. So you will know for sure what messages are for you. To get a full, broader scope of your own reading and your own messages, make sure to check out your rising and your moon right there. Healthcare change. All right, so this is beautiful. Let's define this and get a clear view on this energy. For the Moonlight Goddess for Scorpio. And what energies and messages those? All right, you've got the Fool, Five of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. For your future or higher self, what messages do you have for Scorpio? Right there. King of Pentacles. Seven of Swords. Six of Wands. We've got the Page of Wands. Right there, you can feel it. Those ones. All right, so Tower moment. The Lovers and Judgment. That makes a lot of sense. Bottom, Three of Wands. Top, Empress. So this right here will be any steps that need to be made this week, some action or non-action, okay? I don't know if I stated that earlier, but it just came to me. I was talking about the twin flames. Nope, just need one. This one. So Five of Pentacles, okay. All right. So what I'm seeing for the overall energy for this week is definitely there's some healing that is deserved. With the Fool, you've got the Fool here, and I'm going to come back to that in just a minute because I'm really feeling that this Five of Swords is really speaking to, well, what is lying underneath gets to be, well, acknowledged, okay? And when we do, we create healing in our life. So if we're suppressing something, perhaps something that happened in the past, we're still in conflict. We're still fighting it. We're still in turmoil of it. And so we can't really heal it and move past it if we're still rehashing it, ruminating about it. So what I'm really seeing is that there's momentum and moving forward. The Fool, I mean, after all, that's the tarot's, that's the journey. We are the Fool in our own life. And as we go through all of these beautiful and amazing experiences, that are full of the contrast or resistance. We really are creating the ability with that to create wisdom. Experiences create wisdom. There's a lot of information in our world, and it is about attaining wisdom of life, of living life. And the Knight of Pentacles here, I'm really seeing this, and I'm gonna clarify the Knight of Pentacles just a little bit more for this, because I felt like this overall energy was a little vague right there. So we've got Strength, and we got the Devil. Okay, that makes sense. You definitely are in a mode of feeling trapped by something toxic. And like I said, that for some of you, you're actually in a toxic partnership. This could be a karmic partnership. There is the twin flames here. And so I want to be very clear on twin flame journeys. They're not toxic. They can have the appearance of toxic, but what this is talking about is getting away from things that are not love. Love sparkles back, and when we are not in a real love partnership, it doesn't have the same reflection when it comes to love and caring for one another. Now, does it mean that when you're in a twin flame you don't have ups and downs? Absolutely you do. It is a very, very rocky road, because as soon as you find the love, then all of a sudden you are in fear of losing it, or all you are reflecting each other's worst fears. And so that runner chaser dynamic has a tendency to appear. With this, with the energy for the week, it's really wanting you to excuse me, get into the energy of the Knight of Pentacles. So you've healed, you've laid down your swords, you're not fighting, especially right now. Mercury's in its shadow. We're starting through a lot of this really thick energy of communication. It doesn't feel like it hits. It doesn't feel like it sticks. It doesn't feel like you're being seen, heard, or understood. And so perhaps at this time is, you can see the horse. It's not moving forward, okay? It's not taking any steps forward. And to heal whatever might be still repressed, maybe you've hurt each other. What I'm feeling is this is a love relationship. You've hurt each other. We've got Mercury going into retrograde, so the past has a tendency of coming back on us, of maybe wounds we haven't healed, and it resurfaces. And this is the time that we may just bring all that out. And so I'm really feeling that takes a lot of strength to do that if there's something still not healed. And that can be very scary. And if we don't heal these things, we become a trapped prisoner of them. And so with the Devil energy here, this could be also Capricorn energy. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you have Capricorn in your chart, but everyone has the Devil energy in them anyway. We can get really lost in our own illusion of being trapped and in something that doesn't work. And so it is up to us to really heal ourselves, and we free ourselves by doing that. And it takes strength and courage to do that, right? So that is what I'm hearing as the overall information for you is to still, even though you've been in this position of wounds, when you get into a healing state, it is time to set off again onto the next thing and moving forward, always in forward momentum, to never give up. And your future and higher self, wisdom, secrets, and hidden love is really, that it's kind of like our higher selves. If you are in a twin flame journey right now, sometimes when we go through all of this turmoil, we're really, it feels like we can't see love anymore, because we're so bogged down with perhaps some tower moments. And tower moments don't necessarily mean that you have the ending of something, but perhaps it's an ending of a way of being. Perhaps it's learning how to fight. Like, they are using swords here, but it seems to be a common theme with a lot of the readings is learning how to fight in a different way. And sometimes we, especially the people that we love, we don't want to be using swords, It's wand energy. We want to be fighting with sticks. We want to be able to stand our ground but not hurt each other. And that's the energy that we want with our partnerships, is we want to learn how to fight, and so that we don't hurt the partnership, but we can stand firm in our boundaries, or teaching someone how to love us, or teaching someone how to be in relationship with us. Okay. And with that, when we go into the energy of really grounding into our knowing and our pentacles and our foresight of what we're wanting to create, get very clear, then we have the ability to be strong, be the true masters of our domain. And we have to do that within ourselves first. We can't be, oh, I wish you would do. It's all about taking your own inventory in relationships. With some of you, like, there's the Five of Swords, the Devil energy, Seven of Swords, and the Tower. Some of you, there is going to be an ending of relationship. For others of you that are in relationship, I see that this is, you are discovering new ways of being. And no matter if you're ending a relationship, coming out of a relationship, or in a relationship and trying to do things differently, it's the same principle. It's about ditching what doesn't work anymore, and really moving into the energy of choosing something more for yourself. And sometimes it's taking what's yours and moving on. And sometimes it's learning to play the game differently, learning how to fight, learning how to stop fighting. Learn how to not always be right. Learn how to stand for yourself in a way that isn't forceful or abusive in any way. I feel that that's really important, because when you do find your voice, if that's something that has been perhaps wounded in childhood or whatever it may be, the first thing we do when we find our voice, then we shove it on everyone. And that also doesn't work. So when we learn how to be solid and learn how to communicate, then we take what's ours, we stand for what's ours, and we proceed that way rather than shoving it in everyone. And then it's a beautiful, everyone sees that you're working at something. You get the accomplishment that you are learning to communicate differently. And that's a lot what Mercury in retrograde does. It's all about communications, and how are we communicating that does no longer work? What are we communicating? And when we get really clear on that, we're able to sit on top of our horse and proceed with the things we want to create in our life in a different way, because we're learning how to communicate and master our ability to be in control of our life to a degree. Because the only thing you have control over is yourself. Like, you can't control what other people do. You can't, it's all an illusion. But you do have the ability to have mastery over yourself, is what I'm hearing with this King of Pentacles, is to really have a plan to work on yourself. And when doing so, if you are in a twin flame relationship, when you raise your vibration, you instinctively raise their vibration. Now, they're always in choice, of course, because we all are, of how we're going to show up. And that's how we also hold people. Well, I can see your light, but you're showing up pretty crappy. And you got to hold people to how they show up and what they tell you, not the light that you see in them. And a lot of, empaths, we have the beautiful tendency of seeing everyone's light, but the wisdom says that we must respond in the way that how they choose to show up in the world. And when that is seen, when you see that Page of Wands, that information that comes to you, and if it is your twin or your partner in some way, or a karmic partner, and it's not showing up in a way that is of honor and love and respect, then this is what happens. Like, or or it could be a permanent, or it's one of those things where it's called critical mass in a relationship. Everything gets completely kind of blown apart so that you can rebuild together. And you see it a lot. You see couples that will come back. I mean, and I think twin flames have a really, and I'm not talking about karmic relationships. Karmic relationships can show up very similar to it, but there isn't the sparkle of love. Like the true, I truly love you. I truly am for your best interest, even if you're not going to be with me. It's truly respect. It's truly you want the best for that person. A karmic relationship usually is usually a narcissist with a empath, and it's very one-sided, and the narcissist does not give a flying hoot about the other person, and that is a karmic relationship that pushes the empath or the twin into really working on themselves and choosing themselves, because they can't be in true partnership with their twin until they align with their own self-love to walk away from such a relationship. So with that said, when you go into this mentality and you're in your twin flame relationship and you have tower moments, that's what's called critical mass. It's also you showing up for each other in love, but also saying, yeah, you can't do that. You got to heal that part of yourself, and I've got to heal this part of myself to love each other better. Now, let's go to therapy. Let's do the work so that we can heal these parts of ourselves so we can love each other better. That's twin flame relationship. When they do not care, they don't want to work on it, they don't want to do any of these things, that is probably a karmic relationship. And that is the person showing you in partnership with you of how you're not loving yourself. And so when we have these moments, and when we truly choose change, we choose to unlearn poor behaviors of fear, then when we erase that, what do we have? We have the beautiful Judgment card here. We have a resurrection of a new way of being. And we truly, by standing, because if we stand by each other, and even in our imperfections, and we don't give up, it is also a part of our healing to not give up on each other. When you have someone that loves you that says, I'm not giving up, I want to work on this, and I want to do the work, do the steps, go to therapy, do the things, then you have the ability to really build the life you want, and therefore you have the lovers. So for those of you who are in this twin flame relationship that I'm hearing here, that you've got the ability to do this, but you've got to do the work, and it starts with you. And as much as you want to go, well, she's, that gets to stop, and you got to go within and go, okay, because the reality of it is, in some way, shape, or form, you're marrying each other. So you've got to do the work in order to step into that beautiful, it's all vulnerability. They're both standing before each other completely naked. And then you've got the higher self here that is wanting that, desiring, supporting that, and it's all in choice. So you've got to make the choice, and when you choose to just, no matter what happens, I'm going to work on me, and I am going to be love, and I am going to be light, and I'm going to do the things, but also knowing that you guys are going to mirror each other in your own fears. You're going to have tower moments or critical mass moments that are showing you what you've got to change. It's not a smooth road, but it is the most beautiful road you'll ever encounter with your twin. And the action, so that's the energy of really embracing the momentum of the ups and downs and the strength to do so. And then when you go into healthcare change, so what I'm hearing with this, this is so beautiful, because when we care for our bodies, when we care for ourselves, it is the exact mirror also to how we are loving ourselves. And that's what I'm really hearing. And twin flames, it is all about me. It is all about you. It's all about how I'm loving me is how I love you. And so if I'm not loving myself, I cannot love you. if I am not doing these, I don't have a cup to offer if I don't fill it myself. And so with healthcare change, I'm really seeing that there is, with the Three of Wands energy here, there's choices to be made. If you are expending yourself so much for the other person, then you are not in alignment with balance of self-love. You really must make the choice and set off with the intention of, yes, taking care of yourself so that you may be in service of another. And when we do that Empress energy, she's so loving and she's so motherly. Like that maternal love for our children is so amazing. But if a woman who is pregnant doesn't take care of herself, she's not taking care of her child, right? So it's no different in our lives. If we're not taking care of ourselves, if we are not nurturing ourselves, taking the time to give ourselves what we need to thrive, then we are not giving birth to something that's healthy. We have nothing to offer. We are bankrupt in our offerings. And that's the illusion, is that, oh, well, I give and I give. No, you don't. You have nothing to give if you're not giving to yourself. Nothing. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not feeding yourself, if you're not loving yourself, you have nothing to give. You are. It's very. I'm giving you my crumbs, but you should act like I'm giving you a steak. You're not. You got to go back to that self-love, because if you don't, then you sit there and go, oh, I'm out in the cold. See, I'm out in the cold. Health-care, self-care, self-love, it's everything. And you know, Scorpio, you have this, your energy is all about transformation. It is all about death, being reborn in every moment. So if this has been part of your story, which I feel it's part of a lot of people's story, if not most, we can be reborn in every moment. That's why Tower moments are awesome, because it's all coming undone to be reborn. And that's what this judgment is. This is being reborn. This is choosing a different way. It's choosing to really look at life. This is a very huge warning card. It's one of the readers that I really love. She talks about this card being a very one of the lowest energy cards of the deck. So this is your warning. It's not knowing what you don't know. It's being blindfolded to your own ways. And so we can really get caught up in our own victim mentality, even though the lights are on here. There's assistance everywhere. That's why you're here, right? And we can get really caught into this victim mentality and not taking charge of our life by circumstance, or we can really rise above it into this energy. This is you, Scorpio. This Empress energy is just so, and it doesn't matter if you're masculine here as being a Scorpio. You have such an amazing ability to transform your life and be the example to assist others in transforming their life. And that's all about that maternal motherly instinct, is to transform. When you go into pregnancy, you literally transform your body into a baby making machine. So transform yourself into the birth of your life. And if you are pregnant, wonderful. Like, you will, if this is your first or many, you will see that this is the most magical part of the female life, as far as it's an aha moment. But we're no different. In everything we do, we are giving birth to our lives. So take it on, take care of yourself. A lot of self-care here. Going and looking at the energy of what deserves to be changed. That's you, Scorpio. Transformation, butterfly, be that butterfly. And if you have to go into goo to heal, go do it, and you will come out with the most beautiful wings to take on your life. So I hope you loved your reading. I sure did, and I look forward to next week. Again, make sure to check out your rising and moon, and I'll see you next week. Bye.